Welcome. I would love to walk you through our new cell phone policy for this year at St. Monica's High School Youth Group. One thing that I've realized in the last about year and a half that I've been here as high school youth minister is that being in the presence of our teens is so important to our ministry. And one thing that often gets in the way of that are our cell phones. I mean, you could probably recognize that right now. Your cell phone's probably very close by, if not sitting in your pocket. And our usage of our cell phones can sometimes get in the way of being in a relationship with those around us. So we'll get into the whys of our cell phone policy soon, but I just wanted to walk you through what the policy is going to be in the first place. As your teens come and sign in as usual at youth group, they'll check their name off on our list to make sure that they're attending, and they'll also come and assign themselves to their small group for the evening. As they sign into their small group and get their name tag, they'll notice that each small group is going to have a bucket. That bucket's going to have their small group color on it. That way nothing gets lost because our teens will be putting their phones into that bucket for the evening. Yes, the entire 2 hours of youth group, we're going to ask that our teens do not have their cell phones on them. In any case of emergency, you guys can contact us by using our emergency line. That number is 678-584-9947 at extension 132. You can reach us on that emergency line at any time during youth group. Throughout the entirety of youth group, their small group leaders will be in the possession of their phones, making sure that they're safe and sound. And at the end of youth group, each teen will be able to go and retrieve their cell phone from their small group leader. If there comes a circumstance where a teen needs their cell phone at some point in the night, you can make us aware of that. This is not something to be against you, but to work with you in the ministry that you're doing in your homes and the ministry that we're doing here at St. Monica's. Now let's get into some of the whys. Our teens are bombarded with stresses, the pressure of school, extracurricular activities, and yes, even their cell phones. This is more than just trying to get your teens' attention at youth group. This is a policy that we're putting in place because we really feel like it'll help our teens to engage in the teachings of the church and to realize the dependency that they have on their cell phones. This is the most stressed out generation that we have ever seen, and statistics are there to prove it. A survey done recently by the Common Sense Census found that 31% of teens use their cell phones 4 to 8 hours a day, and 26% use their phone more than 8 hours a day. That's 57% of our teens spending more than 4 hours a day on their cell phones. That is so much of our teens' time, and we would love to give them a break and to realize as they get separated from their cell phone for just 2 hours on a Sunday evening, the dependency that they have upon it, and that they realize that they really don't need to be on it for that much time. We look forward to working in cooperation with you to make this cell phone policy possible. Remember, we're with you, and our goal ultimately is to offer our teens a space that's free of the pressures and influences of screen culture, while also building up a culture of community and presence to one another. Of course, as the year goes on, we'll most likely be tweaking this policy as we find things that work and things that don't. So we ask that you keep a line of communication with us, maybe things that your teens are sharing with you, or shortfalls that you're finding as a parent. And we're going to patiently work through those tweaks as the year goes on. Ultimately, our goal is to serve you, the parents of our teens, and our teens as well, as we hope to love God, build relationships, and strengthen disciples.